Welcome to the vault, my Halloween haunts of Second Life. I'm Felix Lubezki, your vault keeper from the crypts. Once again, it seems like such a long time since we last met, so just pull up a pile of shrunken heads and sit down. Don't be alarmed about all the ghosts you see floating near the ceiling. Here in the vault, we like to keep our spirits up. Now let's begin our ghoulish tale called Two of a Kind. Pier 30, the huge ocean liner sat silently in the foggy darkness of the waterfront, solemnly overlooking a group of newspaper photographers huddled in the shadows of the pier. Confound it, she can't stay aboard forever. It's 10 p.m. now. We've been waiting all day. I guess we can wait a bit more. The newsmen were patiently waiting for Willow Dree, the famous camera-shy stage actress. Strange that she turned down so many Hollywood offers. Not so strange, they use cameras in Hollywood. Yes, Willow Dree was poison to photographers. Too many of them had had their cameras smashed for attempting to take her picture. There isn't a single photo of her in existence. The guy that does get her picture is in for a nice bonus. Yeah, I guess Al Bolton of the Courier came closest, remember? Al Bolton was sworn to get a picture of Willow Dree, and after trailing her for days, finally clicked the shutter. Triumphantly, he returned to his editor, but when the negatives were developed, "You brainless idiot! Who do you think you're kidding? You got a picture of her summer home, but that's all." Huh? Yeah, I remember. Power Owl wasn't the same after that. He gave up photography, didn't he? Sure did. Say, here comes Byron to the news. Anything new on when Willow Dree is going to leave the ship? I just talked to the ship's purser. She's been put on over on us again. She embarked about 3 hours ago, climbed down a rope ladder in a small boat on the other side of the ship. The newsmen had missed the boat all right. For a while they fumed and growled over their misfortune. Willow Dree was comfortably relaxing in her penthouse. The apartment, though luxurious, was conspicuously by its total absence of mirrors. A few nights later, several men called on Willow. "I've read the play, gentlemen, and I'm willing to accept the leading role under my usual terms." "Oh no, you mean—" "Exactly. There are to be no matinee performances. One show a day, and there will be one that will be in the evening." And I guess you want to rehearse only in the evening as usual?" "Yes, otherwise I will not take the role. Is it agreed?" Agreed." That and her reluctance to be publicized was why columnists and show people called her temperamental. Some evenings later, she was introduced to her co-star, Bradbury Phillips. "I've been wanting to meet you a great many years, Miss Dree." "Please call me Willow. I'm happy to meet you too, Brad. I think we'll be good friends." In the weeks of rehearsals that followed, Brad and Willow became more than good friends. "I've never played opposite a lovelier woman than you, Willow. Will you have dinner with me tonight?" "Oh, Brad, I'd love to, but at my apartment." When they began seeing each other steadily, the theater and newspaper worlds were hopeful that at last perhaps there would be a change in her. Maybe she'll break down and let picture be taken. If they get married, maybe she'll be a little more cooperative. "Willow, the show's all set to open next week, and we've been working hard. Let's take the weekend off and go somewhere together." "Oh, Brad, how wonderful. I'll be dying to take a rest." "I know a good winter resort just a few hours drive from here. I can pick you up tomorrow morning and—" "No, Brad, pick me up tomorrow night. You forget I'm a night owl who likes to sleep all day." "Okay, beautiful. Anything you say. I've been wanting to be alone with you, away from people for a long time." "Oh, Brad." Sounds like a lot of gooey mush, eh? Well, don't be impatient. The good part is just beginning. Everyone thinks poor Willow is temperamental, but you and I know the reason why she refuses to have her picture taken, hates mirrors, and sleeps all day. Yep, Willow's a vampire. That's why she so readily accepts Brad's idea of the weekend vacation. Even though she likes him very much, she wants to get him alone so she can feast. But that's only half of it. You see, Brad's suggesting the idea for the very same reason, only he's not a vampire. He's a ghoul. Well, the next night, the two fiends were at the ski lodge. "Look at that moon. Isn't that beautiful?" "Yes, it is. It does something to you, doesn't it?" "Yes, it does. Say, there's a small cabin around the other side of the mountain, up near the top. It's quite a hike, but once we get there, we'd be completely alone." "I'd like that." A short time later, two figures set out from the lodge and slowly trudged through the deep, moonlit snow up and around the side of the mountain. It was no easy journey. They plodded on, step after step, and Brad found his thoughts of Willow giving him trouble. I'm a heel to want to kill her. I could have picked another victim. She's such a swell girl. I like her so much. And Willow? She was having difficulties with her heart, just as Brad was. He's been so wonderful. I don't know whatever made me think I wanted to kill him. I think I've fallen in love with him. And then suddenly, without any warning, a raging, blinding snowstorm swooped down on them. Willow, hold my hand tightly. We've got to keep close together. Brad, I'm frightened. For several hours they struggled through the blizzard, stumbling and falling again and again in the deep banks of snow, trying desperately to reach the cabin in safety. There, Willow, there's the cabin. I can see it. Another half hour passed before they finally entered the cabin and threw themselves on the bunks, exhausted. It was almost dawn. They slept soundly until early evening. Willow awoke to find Brad bending over her, an anxious expression on his face. Brad! Oh, for a moment you startled me. I couldn't hear you breathing. You look dead. But I can see you're all right. I was so worried. Brad, darling. Brad, the storm, has it stopped? I don't think so, Will. Doesn't sound like it. I'll open the door, and Brad yanked open the cabin door. A wall of white reaching higher than the ceiling met his eyes. Good Lord! Brad, we're snowbound! There was nothing to do but wait and hope that someone would realize where they were and form a rescue party. You sleep here, Willow. It's warmer. I'll sleep in the next room. All right, Brad. The nights passed. Lord, I'm hungry. I'm getting stomach cramps, but I won't touch Willow. I'd die rather than harm her. Another night passed. I'd give anything for someone's blood right now. My body craves it so much. If only someone else were with me instead of Brad, I'd never hurt him. And another night. I can't stand it anymore. If only it would stop snowing. They've got to rescue us soon. I can't go on like this. Why don't they dig us out? But the following evening, Brad, I'm too weak to stand. What happened? Your arm? Had a little accident. Fell down. Just a sprain. Don't worry, honey. But you, Willow, you look so pale. You'd better stay in bed. You're right. I do feel weak. Perhaps I should be in bed. I'll be in the next room, kitten. Just call if you want me. I love you, Willow. Love you, Brad. Brad returned to his room and slumped on the edge of his bed, trying desperately to suppress the overwhelming urge that was consuming him. The next night, Brad awoke from his sleep and hurried to Willow's side. Willow, are you awake? Willow stared weakly at him. Brad, you're hurt. Good Lord, what happened? Brad looked away, trying to avoid her questioning eyes. Oh, nothing, honey. Don't worry. Is there anything I can do to make you comfortable? No, Brad. I'll be all right. A week passed. Willow remained in her bed, growing steadily paler and weaker, and tons of snow lying on the roof proved too much of a strain on the small cabin structure. In an ear-splitting crack, the roof splintered and collapsed directly above Willow. A huge stake-like fragment hurtled down. Hearing the thunderous roar and Willow's petrified scream of agony from the next room, Brad lunged from his bed and dragged himself to her bedside. Willow! Several days later, a rescue party arrived and removed the drifts of snow from the door. They stepped inside. There they are. Good Lord. The rescuers stared in horrifying fascination at the gruesome sight their eyes beheld. A woman lay in her bed, a wooden stake protruding upright from her chest. Her flesh was deathly white as the snow surrounding her. The man, or what was left of him, was sprawled grotesquely on the floor with his hand grasping hers in a death grip. For in order to spare each other, Willow had drained her own blood, and Brad had eaten most of his own flesh. Heh, wasn't that a pathetic love affair? Willow was a sucker for Brad, and Brad ate himself up alive over Willow. A really self-sacrificing couple, would you say? You know that old expression, the corpse of true love? Well, now it's time to go on to that sickening Crypt Keeper. Don't be too bored. I'll see you later in the book. Thank you, VK, for 8 pages of sheer, stark nothing. If that's a horror story, I'll eat my coffin. Well, I'll bet you couldn't make a nude native or New Guinea shiver at the North Pole with that yarn. Yelp, it's me, fiends. The creep keeper, ready to really come across with the oodles. So creep into the crypt. Grab your ghoul and let's dance. Don't matter if you don't feel like it, I'll keep you hopping with the terror-tale I call Graft in concrete. Godfrey Hornsby, president of the Hornsby Construction Company and member of the town council, puffed nervously on his cigar as he paced the floor of the library in Mayor John Applegate's luxurious mansion. Finally, the door of the library opened and the mayor appeared. Well, Hornsby, I'm sorry I kept you waiting, but I'm giving a dinner party. What can be so important that wouldn't wait for the council meeting tomorrow morning? I'll be as brief as I can, Mayor Applegate. It's about tomorrow morning's meeting. I've come. You mean the road contract, don't you, Hornsby? Exactly, Mayor. I want that contract. It's not up to me, Hornsby. The vote of the council will decide who gets the job. You could swing it if you want to, Mayor. I might, but I'm not going to. I know your plan. You want the road to run through that parcel of land you own south of town. And I want my construction company to get the contract, too. I'm sorry, Hornsby. I will not be part of any dirty deals involving the town's money. I think you will, Mayor. After all, this is nothing new to you. You better explain yourself, Hornsby. I don't like what you're inferring. I'm talking about the new school they're putting up, Applegate. I know all about the kickback you're getting on the price the town paid for the land. What in blazes are you talking about, Hornsby? I'm talking about this agreement. Here's a photostatic copy. Look familiar, Mayor? What if the rest of the council saw this? This is blackmail, Hornsby. Oh, come now, Mayor Applegate. Let's just say that we've come to an understanding. Tomorrow at the council meeting, you'll see that I get the road contract and over my promised route, eh? Heh, well, kiddies, it's just like they say. All's fair in love and politics. So Godfrey Hornsby laid his cards on the table and Mayor Applegate couldn't top him. The next day at the council meeting, now, just 1 minute, Mayor Applegate. If, as you say, we do grant this contract to our fellow council member, Mr. Hornsby, am I to understand that this road will then follow his proposed route? The contract would mean that, Mr. Williams. But isn't that rather obvious that the route is laid out as so to include his own property holdings? Mr. Williams, I seem to recall a similar situation last year when the council was voting on a new playground for the park. Look here, Mayor Applegate, I don't see how that was any bearing on the present case. Perhaps the rest of the council would like to hear where the equipment for the playground came from, Mr. Williams. Ahem. Cough. Well, now see, the route is the best, and that is only by sheer coincidence that it passes Mr. Hornsby's property. I cast my vote. Aye. Thank you, Mr. Williams. Any other objections? What about the cemetery? What are you going to do about that? Cemetery? Cemetery? What cemetery, Mr. Barlow? Why, Cragmore Cemetery, Mr. Hornsby, the one I am the president of. Your route will have to pass through. Hornsby, you didn't mention this. My route doesn't pass through Dragmore, Mr. Barlow. It does now, Hornsby. That is, if you want me to vote aye. Well, what about the bodies, Barlow? We'll move 'em, Mayor Applegate. This is a hold-up, Barlow. Exactly. I don't know what Hornsby has on you, Mayor, but as for me, if you want my vote, the road goes through Cragmore. He's got us, Hornsby. All right, Barlow, you win. It's the deal. The route hits Cragmore. All in favor of accepting Hornsby's construction company bid for the proposed town road, signifying, say aye. Aye, aye, aye. Heh, and so there these honest, conscientious servants of the people awarded Godfrey Hornsby the road contract. Soon construction began. Why, hello, Mr. Barlow. Come down to see how we're doing. Yep, looks good, Hornsby. You'll be reaching Cragmore soon, eh? Next week, Mr. Barlow. Got these graves relocated? That's what I came to see you about, Hornsby. Where can we talk in private? Hornsby led Barlow to the construction shack. He closed the door behind them. Okay, Barlow, what's the pitch? How deep is the roadbed, Hornsby? I mean, how far down do you dig? It's not 6 feet if that's what you're driving at, Barlow. That's precisely what I'm driving at, Hornsby. Now I have a proposition for you. Of course, this will just be between you and me. Now, when the road... Yes, you clever little fiends. Mr. Barlow's scheme is just that. Why go to the trouble of digging up 32 graves and transferring the coffins to a different part of Cragmore Cemetery when so much money could be saved by just relocating the monuments? After all, who's gonna know? The corpses? Heh. All right, Barlow, that's a deal, but you'd better make that 500. 500 is pretty cheap, Miss Hornsby. One of my bulldozers could slip, Barlow. Okay, 500. And so the town road neared completion. It wound through Cragsmore Cemetery and on through Hornsby's old property. One night, Mr. Williams, and to what do I owe the honor of this visit? Forget the slush, Hornsby. I'm here for my cut of the pie. Either that or I talk. You're forgetting Mayor Applegate's information on the playground and equipment contract, aren't you, Williams? I'll take my chances, Hornsby. If I go down, I'll drag you with me. Oh, so that's how you feel, eh? That's how I feel, Hornsby. Shall I make it, say, 2,000? All right, Williams, 2,000, not 1 cent more. I knew we'd see things eye to eye, Mr. Hornsby. Here's my pen. One night in the middle of August, a black limousine purred along a recent completed Newtown road. You clear this equipment away before I cut the tape tomorrow, eh, Hornsby? Don't you worry, Mayor Applegate. That steamroller is going to be picked up first thing tomorrow morning. Godfrey Hornsby sat behind the wheel. Mayor Applegate was at his side. Mr. Williams and Mr. Barlow lunged in the comfortable rear seat. Certainly it's a smooth road, Mr. Hornsby. This is the part that runs through Cragmore, and Barlow I was especially careful about this area. Heh. Suddenly the car's headlights fell upon something in the road. Good Lord, look out, Hornsby! Stuck up out of the new black tar, clawing at the hot night air, a rotted, moldy, maggot-covered hand. Screech! Kablang! The black limousine swerved crazily to avoid hitting the slimy thing, careening across the road, and a moment after the splintering crash, there was a thick silence. Then, Hornsby, you all right? Barlow, did you see it? Did you see that? What happened? Suddenly, the August night was filled with the rumbling. The road began to crack and crumble. Barlow, this is where the graves are. Look! Shut up, you fool! Oh, Lord! Slowly they began to emerge from beneath the newly completed highway. They tottered and stumbled, moving awkwardly. Let's get out of here! I can't open the door! It's jammed! Putrid odor of 32 decaying corpses burned the trapped councilman's nostrils. Oh, Lord, help us! We're trapped and they're coming! Ah! The next morning, the wrecked limousine was discovered at the roadside, but there was no one inside. That's funny. It's Mr. Hornsby's car. Wonder if he's hurt. He ain't showed up at the opening ceremony. In fact, none of the town council has. The road around the car was smoothly paved. Nearby, the steamroller rested. Well, let's get that steamroller and this wreck out of here. Yeah, townsfolk will be driving through as soon as the mayor cuts the tape. Mayor ain't gonna cut the tape, Jess. Come here. No, the mayor won't cut any tape, nor will the rest of the council be present at the road's opening ceremony. For Mayor Applegate, Mr. Barlow, Mr. Williams, and Mr. Hornsby have been flattened by the steamroller and neatly inset into the road's fresh new pavement. Oh, good Lord. Heh, well, the occupants of Cragmore's violated graves certainly took some concrete steps towards revenge, eh, kiddies? I hope the end to my little terror-tale didn't fall flat. As for those 4 councilmen, well, I wouldn't feel sorry for them, or I would if I were you. After all, this is the first time they've been on the level in years. Now I return you to the vault keeper. Bye. Pleasant screams. Tremble, my witches of Second Life. Vault of Horror number 26 unleashes Halfway Horrible, a creature caught between man and monster. What's the other half? Find out. Story doesn't quite make it. It's only halfway horrible. Your name is Zachary Boxer. You're an undertaker. You're standing before an apartment door checking its number with the phone call request you received half an hour ago. The voice on the other end had sounded shaky, tearful. You'd known that it meant only one thing, business. Now you're knocking, and the same voice is asking, Who? Who is it? It's the undertaker that you called. Oh, yes, come in quickly, but don't turn on the light. Yes, sir. You swing open the door. The light from the hallway knifes into the pitch-black apartment. You step inside hesitantly. A heavy odor of incense hangs in the air. I'm sorry, I can't see you. I don't want you to see me. Listen to my story, then if you still want the job. The light beaming in from the hall illuminates a chair. You shut the door, and as the darkness closes in, you stumble toward it. You sit down as the darkness closes in. You stumble toward it. You sit down as the nervous voice continues. I know this is out of the ordinary, but so is my need for you. Will you bear with me? Please tell me what you want, sir. I'm very busy these days. The sweet, pungent incense odor sickens you, but now your eyes are becoming accustomed to the darkness. Zachary Boxer. You can make out the form of the owner of the voice, lying on a daybed in the gloom. Let me begin at the beginning, Mr. Boxer. I will not tell you my name, as I'd rather not disclose my identity. After you hear my story, you may refuse to accept my offer. It began over 2 years ago. I've been having headaches, indigestion, period of elation, and depression. I'd gone to see a doctor I knew. Well, you've examined me, doctor. Can you tell me what's wrong? I'm sorry, Mr. Blank. I can find nothing wrong with you physically. You emphasize the word physical, doc. Do you infer there are many disturbances that are not physical in nature, Mr. Blank? Their cause lies with the patient's mental condition. Are you suggesting that I'm suggesting, Mr. Blank, that you visit a competent psychiatrist. He may be able to help you. You're uncomfortable now, Zachary, aren't you? A stranger lying in the darkness is admitting some frightening facts about himself. You'd like to get up and leave, wouldn't you? But you're afraid. At first I was insulted, but later on I did see a psychiatrist. I spent many hours with him telling him about myself. He listened, taking notes. One day he announced, Mr. Blank, according to all the things you told me, I am forced to come to the conclusion that you are suffering from a mild form of dementia praecox, or schizophrenia. Your periods of elation and depression signify a split personality. Is it dangerous, doctor? Therapy can do a great deal for you, Mr. Blank. You must put yourself in my hands. Yes, doctor. So I began visiting my psychiatrist regularly, but meanwhile these spells I've been having began more pronounced. I woke from sound sleeps into strange desires. Got to go out. Got to have fun. During these spells, I'd visit places I'd never dreamed of going during my normal periods. What's a guy like you doing in a place like this, handsome? You look like a gentleman. Just out for a good time, baby. At first there was no harm in what I was doing, but soon the thrills I'd seek during these spells became more perverse. This is a stick-up, mister. Put up your hands. Don't shoot, please. The point is, I didn't need the money. I was well off, had a good income. What was I doing purely evil for evil's sake? I was living two different people. In my normal periods, I was normal, decent, respectable. You buzzed, Mr. Blank? Take a letter, Miss Jones, to A.C. Burton Co., gentlemen, as of... But in these spells, when the other side, my evil side, took over, I was black, dirty, the worst type of person. Please stop, please stop, don't hit me again. Please. Next time I'll kill you. Meanwhile, my psychiatrist was doing his best. I told him about each of these stories in the evening I'd experienced. You must refuse to give in to these tidal waves that sweep over you. I can't, doctor. I tried, but I can't control myself. Things got worse. Each time my other personality took over, I sunk lower and lower. Once I woke up in a filthy cellar. I didn't know how I had gotten there, what had happened. My clothes were torn and dirty, and I smelled from alcohol and cheap perfume. My head felt like, oh, I got a lump back there. It must have been slugged, and my wallet's gone. These fits of evil came more and more often as time went on. They even began to happen during the day in the office. What is it, Helen? What happened in there? He buzzed for me. He's horrible. I never want to see him again. Then it happened. I had gone to visit my psychiatrist at our usual appointment time. No one was in the waiting room when I came in. He didn't even look up. Well, good afternoon, Mr. Blank. Come in. How are you feeling today? I I feel fine, doctor. Just fine. I don't even remember what happened. All I know is the next thing I can recall is standing over his mutilated body. Good Lord! I ran from his office feeling loathsome and disgusted with myself. This time I'd gone too far. I knew if they caught up with me, I'd end up in a mental institution. Gotta get out of the country. That night I hopped a plane to Haiti. I'll stay there until this thing blows over. It was while I was in Haiti that I learned about voodoo. Simple chum, these native devils fashion a doll in the form of someone they hate. They make some humbo jumbo, stick a few pins in the doll, and poof, the guy they hate is dead. Incredible. So I went to see an old voodoo witch doctor. I tried to explain what I wanted. Half of me is evil. Half is good. I want you to destroy the evil half. No, no, can do. I'll pay. I'll pay anything you ask. Anything. You pay $200? Anything. I'll give you $500. I try. You sit down. You wait. The old voodoo native began to mold a small grotesque doll of wads of clay he'd fished from a boiling pot. Then he took cuttings from my hair, clippings from my nails, bits of my skin, and embedded them in my image. He held it up for me to see. This you. By George, it looks like me. Next, the old man took some uh, uh, black goo from a pot and painted one half of the doll black. The other half he painted pure white. Black is evil. White is good. I see. Suddenly the old man picked up a long needle and jabbed it in the black half of the voodoo doll. He grinned at me, an idiotic, toothless grin. $500, please. I destroy evil half. You start from your seat, Zachary Boxer. The form on the daybed is sitting up. That's my story, Mr. Boxer. Now you know everything. I don't understand, sir. Why did you send for me? I'm an undertaker. I know, Mr. Boxer. You watch as the figure in the gloom begins to untie his dressing gown. You strain your eyes, trying to make out his features. That is why I sent for you, Mr. Boxer. The old voodoo chief did his job well. He cured you? The figure before you drops his robe to the floor. A strange odor drifts towards you. Not the odor of incense. Yes, he cured me. He killed the evil half of my split personality. It's dead. Killed it for good. That smell. You know that odor. It's familiar to you, Zachary, but you can't place it. The incense, the scent, pollutes it. But soon after, a strange thing began to happen, Mr. Boxer. That's what I sent for you. Turn on the light. This has gone far enough. For a moment the light blinds you, then you see him. Before you stands clothed only in shorts, and half of his body, yes, Mr. Boxer, half of my body is dead too. It's decaying. I can't stand the smell. I sent for you because I want you to embalm it. Good Lord. Yep, that's my story, dolls. Poor Mr. Blank really had a split personality right down the middle of him. The old voodoo creep took him serious, and for Mr. Boxer, that's the first halfway job he ever tackled. As he snickers, half a corpse is better than none in my racket. Oh, if you want photos of me and the other ghoul nations, read my column. Tells all about that racket. Bye now. Hee hee, welcome to the haunt of fear, kiddies. Yep, it's your creeps cooker-upper, the old witch. I got the fire under my cauldron lit and its evil brew is bubbling and steaming. Come on in, we'll have a regular old-fashioned fish fry. Yep, my story this time concerns fish. Or fish that get caught. I call this portion of putrid palpations dished from my disgusting delvings into the delirious hook, line, and stinker. Stanley looked up at the shiny wooden plaque above the fireplace and smiled. The slick steamliner's form of the fish mounted upon the plaque gleamed in the flickering firelight. Stanley chuckled. Bernice glanced up from his knitting. That little devil sure was clever, Bernice. Almost got away, too, but I landed him. Gave me a tough fight, though. I know, Stanley. You told me. Stanley turned from the mounted fish and studied the face of the 40-year-old woman seated before him. What's the matter, Bernice? You angry about something? No, Stanley, I'm not angry. Stanley patted the unhappy woman's heaving shoulder. Ah, Bernice, don't start that all over again. But I can't go on like this. 15 years? Won't be long now, Bernice. You'll see. You say that every year, Stanley. I'm tired of waiting. We're getting old. I'm not ready to get married yet, Bernice. When, Stanley? When will you be ready? We've been keeping company for almost 15 years. You're as ready as you'll ever be. Give me a few more months, that's all I ask. We love each other, Stanley. I'm lonely in this old house all by myself. I come to see you every day, don't I? I eat supper here, come over for breakfast too. What more can I do? You can live here. If we were married, you wouldn't have to go home at night. Home? Oh dear, thanks for reminding me. It's past 11. I must be going. Tomorrow's Saturday, you know. I know. Going on a fishing trip again, eh, Stanley? That's right. Hope I catch a big one. I see it's nice of you to take care of my trophies for me, Bernice. This'll be your home some day. Might as well. Good night, Bernice. See you Monday. Good night, Stanley. Heh, Bernice. Bernice. For 15 years he's been waiting for Stanley to pop the question. For 15 years he's been coming over every night, eating supper, sitting till 11, then going back to his little furnished home. Bernice would look forward to the weekends when they would be together all day. They'd go on phonics, long walks to the movies, but lately Stanley discovered fishing. Bernice closed the door behind Stanley and looked at it. Then she took the plaques hanging around the living room, plaques with fish mounted upon them. I hate you, each one of you. I hate you for taking them away from me. Every time Stanley would go on a fishing trip, he'd bring home a mounted trophy, and he'd be so proud. You should have seen the fight he put up, Bernice. Took me half an hour to land him. Almost got away, too. Isn't he a beauty? Lovely, Stanley. Bernice despised the mounted fish Stanley would bring, but what could she do? She lived in a small furnished room. He couldn't keep them there. Mr. Splintwood, my landlady, would blow a fuse if I hung them on her wall, Bernice. Oh, I don't mind keeping them for you, Stanley. After all, you'll be living here when we're. Bernice turned out the lights and tiptoed upstairs to her lonely bed. She sighed as she crept beneath the cold sheets. Oh dear, I wonder what I'll do tomorrow. Weekends are so lonely now that Stanley goes fishing. Monday morning. Good morning, Stanley. Morning, Bernice. I thought I'd uh, drop in for breakfast. Coffee's almost ready. Did you have any luck? Huh? Oh yeah, I caught a beauty. It's being mounted. I'll bring it over tonight. I can pick it up for you, Stanley. Oh, that's all right, Bernice. Coffee's good this morning. That night, isn't it a beauty, Bernice? Biggest perch I ever landed. It's lovely, dear. Where are you going to hang it? We're running out of room. Here's a spot. Stanley, have you decided about us? I mean, when? Soon, Bernice. I thought maybe this weekend we could drive upstate and stop off at the Justice of the Peace. It'd be so. Uh-uh. Not this weekend, Bernice. I'm going fishing again this weekend. Oh, I see. This Saturday, Bernice put on her walking shoes and set off for her usual country stroll. Ever since Stanley had taken to going fishing on weekends, Bernice started hiking into the woods and fields outside of town to pass the time. What a lovely day. Stanley is lucky. He has nice weather. Towards the evening, as Bernice was cutting across the field, laden down a flower she'd picked, she heard voices up ahead of her. They were coming from behind a haystack. Sounds like someone's enjoying a picnic over there. Well, I won't disturb them. I'll just giggle, giggle. That's enough. You. Oh, just one more, Emma. Bernice's blood froze in her veins. She stiffened. The man's voice. The man sounded like Stanley. A faint breeze stirred lazily across the field, carrying the smell of new mown hay with it. Bernice listened. When are you going to marry me, Stanley, dear? Soon, Emma. Very soon now. Bernice edged closer. She couldn't believe her ears. Did you tell her yet, Stanley? Did you tell her about us? Not yet, honey. I will. Where do you tell her you go on weekends, Stanley? I tell her I go fishing. And she believes you? Of course. I bring her a mounted fish as proof, and I tell her how I caught it. Of course she believes me. Bernice had to cover her mouth to keep from screaming. She turned to run but let's not talk about her, Emma dear. The weekend's almost half over. Let's not waste any of its precious moments. Oh, Stanley, you're so sweet. Bernice scrambled across the field and through the woods. Stanley, another woman? He lied to me. He told me he was fishing, and all the time he was seeing her. She arrived home, bruised and torn, gasping for breath. What will I do? I'm losing him. Losing him. Bernice spent the rest of the weekend crying her heart out. She kept thinking of Stanley and that woman. And so, I suppose he'll bring me another mounted fish to hang out with the rest of them. And Bernice was right. On Monday night. Good evening, Bernice. Look. Good evening, Stanley. Come in. Look at this one. One of the boys up the lake told me it was the biggest rainbow he'd seen come out of those waters. What lake, Stanley? Lake Chippewa, where I always go. I had this baby going for almost an hour. You had me going too, Stanley, for a long time. Huh? You say something? I know, Stanley. Oh, well, where was it? Oh, yeah, I was almost an hour this Rambo fought, but I finally landed him. 15 years you've been fighting me. Now he's mine, all mine. Bernice, you're going to be mine, Stanley. Bernice, for God's sakes, put down that knife. I know all about your fish trip, Stanley, all about that Emma. But she can't have you. You're mine. I hooked you 15 years ago, and I'm going to land you. Bernice! When Bernice's maid came the next morning, she found the middle-aged woman standing for a huge plaque hanging above the fireplace. The early morning light gleamed on the blood-stained figure mounted upon it. Bernice's voice was slightly high-pitched and shaky as she chuckled. He was clever, little devil. Almost got away, too, but I landed him. He gave me a tough fight, though. 15 years. Hey, yep, poor Stanley was finally caught. As for Denise, well, they put her away in a padded cell. All day long she just sits and sits and sits, but nothing bites on the hairpin she dangles down the sink drain. I guess Stanley will be the only poor fish she ever hooked. Bye now. We'll all see you in the next Mad Mag, the Haunt of Fear. Reeled and done for, hook, line, and sinker ends the catch. Vault of Horror 26 closes. Thanks for haunting Witches Center and Cafe. Happy Halloween, or else.